It's the most wonderful time of the year for getting in on all the hoops, football and hockey action at DraftKings Sportsbook. In the season of giving, we're being gifted college football and basketball, pro football and basketball, and pro hockey too, almost 24/7.
So many games every day, so many opportunities to place your first bet. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and place your bet. And here's a gift for all new customers. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Jenkins. That's code Jenkins for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Happy holidays from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Little rascal shit, nigga.
Well,
jeez.
some big rascals.
Big rascals.
Big rascals.
Big rascals for sure.
Big rascals is crazy.
Welcome to hey, it's a dude out there, affiliated dude I know, who has a tiny rascals tattoo on his forearm with a knife scar over it. You know what I mean? That's some shit where in a certain light it might have been hilarious, but in the light that I saw it in, it was very serious.
Yeah. Leave the rascals alone, brother.
Tiny rascals. For sure. All right. Welcome to Jenkins and Jones on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Thursday, January 2nd. It is apparently 2025, allegedly. We are going to talk about LeBron turning 40 and his claim that he has 5 to 7 more years that he could play. We're going to talk about the college football playoffs. We're going to talk about this new Jello Ball song. We're going to talk about the craziest conspiracy theory I've ever heard that I'm excited to bring to the masses. Josh and I being in the most exclusive club in America and everything else. As always, Jenkins and Jones, hosted by Dragonfly Jonez, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody, have a good.
LaJethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's that, Bubba's?
And we're produced as always by, I'm Gardy B, a.k.a. Mike.
Motherfucking Mike.
And we're produced as always by the lovely and talented Josh Rodriguez and Jackson Saffon.
What's up?
That
was a great intro to the pod, Mike. I was chuckling through all those topic descriptions.
Oh yeah, that's good. Little, gotta keep the people on camera giggling. You know what I mean? Little inside jokes
chuckling.
for the crew.
Most exclusive club.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
The first thing I want to talk about, it is officially 2025. Tyler had a great tweet, which is every year we add on to this, it feels less like the future that we were promised in our childhood. We were supposed to have something cool by 2025, bro. Like flying cars or the robots that cure cancer or like rocket boots, like one cool thing. And we just have crippling phone addictions, AI, Elon Musk, like artificial intelligence, not launching nukes, but just raising the temperature of the planet to where it's unlivable, like so that people can do photoshops of Drewski in their favorite teams, NFL jerseys. Like, what the fuck, bro? Where's the future we were promised, Tyler?
No, 2025 is such a futuristic year, and I was like, bro, ain't shit futuristic about this motherfucker. Like all the shit that you said, bro. Like we are not in the future that we saw in movies like Demolition Man and RoboCop and shit, bro. We are so far from that. We are still fucking, running cars off gasoline, and the dude who's at the forefront of the electric car movement is a fucking imbecile, is a dickhead, Elon Musk. Like this is not the future we were promised, bro. 2025 is way too futuristic of a fucking year for us to still be on the same shit that we're still on, bro.
What's crazy is, bro, like, I'd rather go back. Let's go back to the 90s. I'm talking about Texas Roadhouse and shit, nigga. Motherfuckers is DMing me talking about I'm going to Chili's this weekend, bro. Like, nigga, we had it better when we thought it was going to be better in the 2025. We should have just, held on to that shit.
It's
crazy.
true that
You're saying hope is better than innovation.
I mean, the innovation's been trash, bro. You know what I mean? Like, what's the closest we have to it is what, Waymo? And that feels like bad. You know what I'm saying?
I hate them. I hate them.
Have you guys ever used
People
one of those?
people
It
not
feels
living in Los Angeles
dystopic.
and San
Waymo
Francisco
feels-
probably
yeah.
don't even know what a Waymo
Waymo
even
feels
is.
dystopic. It doesn't feel like, yay, we're heading in a
feels
particular
horrible.
good way. It feels like we're heading in a feels
I hate
ominous.
it.
You know what I mean?
Waymo is the driverless car service for people who don't
It's a
live for
driverless
people who aren't
Uber.
coastal
Yeah.
elites who are listening to the pod. I do know I know a girl who's like in her early 20s in San Francisco who loves it, who just like
People love it, but I hate it.
can't picture myself ever getting into a car that's driving itself with no person there. There's not even a person there. You know what I mean? Like in
Correct.
case something, it's just there's no one in the front seat. I can't. You'd have to pay me so much money to get me to go around the block in that scenario. And she's in downtown San Francisco, chilling.
I don't trust self-driving cars, even when I would be at the steering wheel. And you're gonna put me in a car
Right.
without a motherfucking driver? Period. Hell no.
Yeah.
All the videos of like in San Francisco I've seen of cars getting like of Waymos getting stuck, like trying to like interact with each other. I saw one getting like stuck in like a glitch, like around a traffic circle. And and then even the normal ones, I hate it. I don't know, not to get too commie, but I'm like taking away the jobs from the
Bro,
people
that's
too.
what
Also,
that's what
Uber
we've got
drivers.
with innovation is people losing jobs that
But
once
the
had a
Uber
job, you know what
drivers
I'm
took the
saying?
jobs away from the cab drivers who actually had like,
But at least a cab driver could become an Uber driver.
but it's a worse job.
Uber-
If you're a commie guy,
Yeah, but an
shouldn't you
Uber
want
driver
the
can't become a
union
Waymo.
Backed, like, isn't like, I thought
No,
Uber was
I'm not saying that's good either, but I'm trying to do damage control here, Mike. We're in hell. Okay?
2025, the year of the lesser of 5 evils.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Fuck this year already, bro. It's 2 days in. This year is fucking garbage, bro.
I remember the first time, I remember the homie Brooke, she said, first time she saw it, she gasped. Like, because at first they used to have people in them, right? You know, just to kind of like, I guess like before when they're downloading directions and all that type of shit.
Beta
Yeah,
version.
yeah. And then like it's like motherfucker just nothing in that motherfucker. It's shocking. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but you're right. Worst of 5 evils.
Yeah. And I'm not even convinced that we are at the worst. The you know what I mean? We're like in the
2030 is gonna be crazy, nigga. Let's hold on tight, nigga. Let's enjoy 2025, Mike. All right.
2025.
Happy New Year, though.
God damn. Jackson, you were born in the 90s?
Yeah, 96.
We were all born in the 80s. Josh, you were born in the 80s? 90s?
96 is
87.
a great fucking year to be born in, bro.
Yeah, but he missed all the good stuff.
Yeah,
The
he-
90s was the last good stretch to be
I know,
a
but it
human
was
being.
it was a great year. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the year was great. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, for sure. Being an 80s baby was best because you got the 90s to me is by far the best generation, you know, that best decade. So we got to actually be adults during that. Not adults, but grown.
Yeah. Like from 1990 to 2000, like 4 of us thought the world in 2025 was going to be incredible. Jackson never got a decade where he thought things were going to work out. You know what I mean? You were 5 when 9/11 happened.
Oh,
I was 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
my brother was born in 2001 as well. So it's crazy that I got a brother who was born in the 2000s.
That is crazy. And it,
yeah, man.
I don't
Sorry
know.
for you, bro. We were going on dates to Chili's and it was good dining. Spending $36 on a date, bro. That's cashing the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like
Spin
more.
div
Bro,
dates, brother. Spin div
$13
dates.
filled up my Ford Taurus, nigga. $13, bro. It's like 86 cents per gallon, G.
Yep.
Shit,
Go on an
nigga.
all appetizer date. $15
Crazy.
plus tip.
That was after that. That was in college. That was early 2000s, nigga. Applebee's.
The gas thing you just said is breaking my brain a little bit. The food I can get my. I mean, food I can.
I
understand
remember
being
when
cheaper. The
gas hit $2 a gallon.
It was crazy.
I
It was like
remember it.
170.
I remember that too, just being a kid, but not having to pay
A
for it.
Snapple was like 79 cents, nigga. You get you
Yeah.
a good old drink and some advice, nigga, for
Vending
79
machines
cents,
used to
bro.
give you change back.
Nice.
They used to give
Right,
you change back because you put
right.
$1 in and get your candy, and they'd be like, "Here's your 25 cents in addition." to
Also,
the
they were
candy.
really easy to steal from too. You could just stick your hand up there and grab you a drink, bro.
Remember how
Good old
easy it
days.
used to be to steal shit, bro?
Oh man.
Those were the days.
I only stole from vending. I didn't really steal. I told you I had my white boy that would steal shit for me. So he did his shopping at Best Buy, bro.
You'd steal like big quantities, like big dollar
Nah,
value.
I mean, he still like CDs and shit. But I wanted that. You know what I'm saying? That new No Limit joint.
I wasn't
white
crazy,
boy.
but I do feel like I don't like terms like ally or like whatever else, but I do feel like the original 90s kid version of like recognizing your privilege was being like, I'll steal it because I won't
I'll
get in
steal it for
trouble.
you.
Like
Yeah.
if they catch me, I will get in less trouble. I'm dead serious though. That was, I feel like if you were ever the white friend in a group of non-white people, y'all were stealing some shit. If you weren't the one with it in your pocket, you were an asshole. And I mean, I wasn't stealing anything. So it was like corn nuts or something. You know what I mean? But it was like,
Yeah.
I got the corn nuts. Like,
I remember the biggest heist I ever pulled. I was never a chronic shoplifter. I only did that shit
Same.
maybe twice or three times in my life. But the biggest motherfucking heist I pulled was a Ronnie Lott throwback USC jersey, bro.
Hell
Dog.
yeah.
How'd you do
I-
that?
I was at the mall. I was in this, sports and sneaker store and shit, and there was only one girl working, and she went to the back and she was like gone for a while because I was trying to
Yeah,
ask
might
how
as
much
well.
I was trying to ask how much the jersey was because it didn't have a price tag on it, and I was just waiting, and then I was like, you know what? Don't mind if I do, and I just walked out with that motherfucker. Because my mom was thinking like, okay, if the price tag isn't on it, that's probably the shit that sets off the beeper if I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
without paying for it. So I said, okay, I'm out. That motherfucker was fresh as hell too. It was the white with the
oh, the white with the red
yeah.
letters.
Yeah, the
God
white with
damn.
the burgundy and gold. Yeah.
I remember motherfuckers was stealing like the Barry Sanders. Like motherfuckers was putting those on, taking their old shoes off, putting the new ones on, putting the old ones in the box, and then shaking out of Hibbits and shit like, or Foot Locker, taking the fuck off, nigga, and getting away with it. You know, there was like 3 cameras in the entire city. You feel me? Back then, feel me? You could get away with that type of shit. No
I
more,
remember
man.
my friend Daniel Finstad when I was in like 4th grade. We was at a toy store, and he grabbed a toy and he leaned out the door like he was talking to his mom. He was like, "Is this the one?" And then he came back in, and I was like, "It was my mom took us to the store." So I was like, "What the fuck was that?" He's like, "Don't worry about it." And then he walked out with it and was like, and I was like, "Why did you do that?" He was like, "I was checking to see if they had a beeper."
Oh man,
And I was like, "Damn,
what's
bro."
he doing now,
That's a
bro?
smart
What's he
boy
doing
strategy.
now?
He's
Oh yeah, my white boy, my white boy
Probably
got
doing the
locked up
same
too.
shit, dog.
My white boy got locked up too. I looked him up, man. I ain't gonna say his name, but damn, bro, I was
Yeah,
hurt,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
But our
Damn.
other friend is an airline pilot now. So, one of us.
Hell
on time.
Yeah, man.
I will say the self-checkout was a 2025 type stuff. That, that was like a renaissance for shoplifting. That was like some, that felt like home. That felt like the future.
Hey, we made them hire people again, bro. We ran
Yeah,
it up
that's
on
right.
their ass.
That's right.
I can't go to a Target. They tried to lock this shit up, thinking that was it. I'm like, no, bitch, it's a self-checkout. Y'all thought I'm gonna get you to check this shit out and walk right through this. So yeah, I was doing numbers over there. I'd have to give me one thing just off the strength for the people. You know what I mean? I feel like I was fighting for the, you know what I mean?
I remember when we had kids, everyone was talking about how expensive diapers are, and I was like, where?
They free at this Target. Bitch.
This Target, if you put them in the bottom of the cart, they're free, dog.
Right, nigga, you're right. Get you a little strap for them motherfuckers and everything, nigga. Yeah, what you mean?
Damn, you guys really went crazy with it. I feel like I was just like I would get organic vegetables and not put it as organic. That's what I would do. That was my move. But if y'all were stealing whole,
I ain't get diapers, but I would
would
get like the chapstick and shit like that. Little shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I will be honest with you. I got a lot of diapers because it was awesome. First of all, because at the time we genuinely were, we didn't have health insurance when Vinny was born. You know what I mean? So like we were, when we first had Vinny, Shar didn't have a full-time job. I was a sports writer. So like we didn't have fucking anything. And I was like, I'm comfortable with this. The Target Corporation is clearly comfortable with it because they're not stopping me from doing it. And these diapers are expensive as fuck.
And they use like 30 of them a week, nigga.
Yeah.
You know
so
what
I would
I'm
just
saying?
put them
Like,
in the bottom of the cart and pay for whatever and then walk right out,
That's on the low side, nigga. 30 a week is on the low side, nigga. Like crazy. Yeah, I get it. For me, stealing was always kind of weird because my mom hated stealing, bro.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? She like, you lie, you steal, you kill. You know what I'm saying? That type of saying. So, bro, she's stealing and lying, bro. My mom was just like, whoosh.
We are the generation, the 80s babies who
Fuck corporations, though. That's what I was like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would never steal from like Danny Diapers like
Of
at the
course
mom
not.
and pop store,
Oh,
like
no,
Mr.
no.
Diaper. You know what I mean? I would
But you
never
also
steal
didn't
from
shop
him.
there.
Yeah. Well, you know,
you got
That's
your
true.
diapers somewhere else. You know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
Target's cheaper.
In the chat, someone said Vinny grew up in stolen Pampers. That's why he's such a cool kid now.
Cool guy, Vinny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. It was actually what's funny is I should well, I don't know why I'm saying all this shit on the pod. I was just telling Sean we just went through self-checkout because it was like a long line. We never go through self-checkout, but we just went through it. We paid for everything. And we went out and she just kind of looked at me because she knows that's, you know, she knows it's my
That's
jam
your
or whatever.
thing. You know
So
what I
I
mean?
was like, nah, you know, we good. I got everything. And then I was like, you know, at some point I'm gonna have to teach our son. And she was like, don't do that. And I was like, he's got to know how to survive in the world. And she was like, don't teach him how to steal. And I was like, I'm not teaching him how to steal from like people, but like, you know, he might be in the same situation we
A
are.
corporation
Like,
is a person, according to taxes.
yeah. I don't know.
Fuck 'em.
It was a little disagreement we had.
Fuck.
It was one, like John said,
It's
where
fuck.
I was maybe too concerned with being right and less concerned with having a good day. 2 days before Christmas.
No.
Let's do the sports
All
now.
right. LeBron James, speaking of everything getting old, LeBron James has turned 40 years old. He had himself a great time at his birthday party. He knew every single word to Man in the Garden.
Hey, I was so proud of him. He really locked in. He really locked in. He had a whole little no limit listening section too. Did y'all see that clip?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for him.
Yeah, he was turning up to the classics.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love that you go to Braun's birthday party and it's just understood that at some point when he's drunk enough, everyone's just gonna have to stop and just like watch
Oh,
it.
everybody had their camera out like they didn't know him. If you at the party, I assume you homies with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, was it on the list of things to do? Like at 12:30, we're all gonna watch Brian rap Man in the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Like, was there an itinerary? Because it was just like seemed so staged, nigga. The lights focus on that nigga, all that shit, crazy.
I thought it was great. I love it. He celebrated turning 40. I think the way we all celebrated turning 40. He did say that he feels like he could play basketball at a high level for another 5 to 7 years, but that he will choose not to do so.
Another
What's
great
your
lie
reaction
from
to
the
that?
greatest of all time.
An incredible 5 or 7.
Incredible
Nah.
fib.
You don't got 5 or 7. He can play till 47 and be like a 12-point per game guy, I believe, which would be an amazing feat at that age. But a high level, nah.
He said he didn't want to play till the wheels fall off. That's playing till the wheels fall off, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think the wheels starting to a little bit. They getting loose, nigga. You know, I
need some
I think
WD-40 on the motherfucker.
we hearing the wheels, nigga. We hearing the wheels, nigga.
They hit it with the a gook. Oh, okay. Like, goddamn, like the Tin Man on Wizard of Oz.
The throwback, nigga. You feel me? Hit them elbows too, nigga. You feel me? Fuck you mean? But the wheels getting kind of ashy, my nigga. But yeah, I think after next year, bro, I won't be as heartbroken. You know what I mean? If he makes that decision, it would hurt me much more seeing him as a 16, 14 point per game player.
So he's averaging 23 points a game this season, which is his lowest since his rookie year when he averaged 20.9. He's never had a season in his career averaging less than 20 a game. How old do you think LeBron James would be to average less than 20 points a game if he turns 40 this season?
Okay, so
he did turn 40.
26, 27 season, I'd say he's probably got one more really good season after this one.
Yeah.
One more like 21 per gamer this year, and then it drops
I
after
think
that.
the question is, how is he playing and why is he playing? I think he could play for 5 more years, scoring 20 points a game on a terrible Lakers team where the entire point of the team was for him to score 20 points a game. You know what I mean?
This is the thing, though. This is the thing, though. Kobe averaged 20 years last year. Did he? He has like he went out averaging like 16, 15, something like that. You feel me? Last couple years after the injury, but like dog, the amount of energy it takes to score is more as you get older too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if to score 40 a game, Bron has the skill, but like, how much energy would it take, and how tired would he be for the next 3 or 4 games? You know what I'm saying? 17.6 in last year. Yeah. So I mean, like. And Kobe said he said, I mean, he was talking to Amar Rashad, talking about I'll never go out being a 16-point player. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and it just happens.
Well, he
G.
didn't
So,
lie.
I mean, he didn't lie. He didn't lie. He
Yeah.
didn't lie.
Yeah,
He kept his
7.
word. He kept
Probably
his,
would have been 16 if he didn't get
I was about
16.
to say, he might have.
hey, I ain't gonna take that from him. That was amazing. But yeah, G, I don't know, bro. Like I don't see him having that amount of energy at 45 to drop 20, regardless of how good the team is or how bad the team is. You know what I mean?
I just think the question with Braun is what is he playing for at this point? He has everything, the legacy secure. He got to play with his kid. He's got championships. He's got records no one's going to touch. The minutes record to me is as crazy as the career points record.
Jesus.
So then at that point, I think my assumption is, not to speak for LeBron, he's looking at the Lakers franchise going, okay, what am I playing for? If the Lakers were the 1 seed in the West right now, and it was set up, I can see him playing until he's 45. But what's he doing, right? Like he's playing to like what's the meaningful basketball he's going to be involved in? I think that's the question. And I don't think the Lakers have treated this portion of his career with enough urgency. But I do kind of think that's like whatever move they're going to make before the trade deadline literally could impact how many more years he plays in the NBA. Because if they could compete, of course he'd want to stick around and be a part of that. But he doesn't want to just trail off on the 7 seed and go out scoring 15 points a game, you know?
Of course he wants to stick
My-
around. At 43,
My assumption is
44?
he's talking to Adam Silver and is like, when is the Vegas team happening? I will retire 1 season before that, so I don't have a conflict of interest getting an ownership stake. Tell
okay,
me when
here's
it's
a
happening,
question,
and I will
though.
retire before that.
If the Lakers were set up to compete for championships in the next 4 years, and he could potentially get to a number that's higher than Michael Jordan, you don't think he'd stick around, John? I feel like if he could be a guy on a team that was a championship team, I feel like he would still go for that.
I don't know. I don't need that from Bron. Maybe he feels like he does, but I mean, if he's on that team, he's not averaging 20 points a game. You know, that team doesn't need Bron average. So he's going to be the 17, 16 point per game guy. Swing, get it out of Bron's hands, get it to the shooter, nigga. That's going to be wild. I don't know if Bron wants to stick around and be that guy. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see. But we probably won't see, but I mean, I don't see him being that guy.
What do you think, Tyler? Do you think that would still be like meaningful to him, or you think he's just like, I'm good where I'm at. I've changed all the minds I could change.
Yeah, I don't see him. I wouldn't see him sticking around in a situation like that. But it would be nice if he was in a situation like that. But
I'd love to find out.
Robin Jenny, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and along for the ride, Bron. Like he's like in the third seat, not driving the bus. That's a wild. I can't even imagine seeing Bron in that seat.
That was supposed to be this Olympics, but he turned out to be the best fucking
That's
player
what
on that team. Yeah.
But I think this
wow,
Olympics
man.
is why I feel that way, because you see what he looks like when it's really on the line for him.
How
the
many
question
games
is,
was it though, bro? This is an 82 game season.
but the
Regular
Olympics was
season,
at the
in
end of that
playoffs-
82 game season. Like,
Oh, it's not the same, dog. You know, it's not the same.
I know it's not the same. I'm just saying, like, it's clear that there's a version of him that exists even at this age when shit is really on the line. And I think that the Lakers deserve some blame for not making that the Lakers experience of the end of his career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if they don't blow up the 2020 championship team will be a what if with me for a long time.
My God. I don't even want to think about that shit. You
'Cause
know,
if he imagine though if he
Yeah.
compete, because you know KCP's quote after they won the title was, "What are they going to say about Braun when we win 2 more?" You know what I mean? It's like fuck, and we got rid of that dude.
come on, bro. And he went and won a chip somewhere else, nigga. And was good for dropping the 30 ever so often. You know what I mean? A 20-point game from KCP wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
It was, you know what I'm saying? And he was locking up on the other end. Come on, man. For who? For what?
Yeah.
Golly, man. I'm sorry.
All right. College football playoffs have been rolling along the last couple of days. The Notre Dame Georgia game has been postponed until after we record due to the tragedy in New Orleans. Which, first of all, was that not like? I feel like they should postpone that for longer than would they postpone it by like 16 hours or something like that? That's to me seemed a little bit crazy. I don't know, but I know they were talking about a lot of people having to leave because their travel was booked for a certain time or whatever. But shit like that happens, it just puts into perspective like people are really that worried about the timing of the football playoffs. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It just seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I didn't even realize they'd already settled on
I
the
think
time.
they're playing at 1:00 today.
1:00 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
The games that actually happened, I mean, I had really high hopes for that Oregon Ohio State game, Tyler, and goddamn, I literally fell asleep. It was 31-0 or something, and I was like, all right.
Ohio
Sorry
State
to the
blew,
little
blew
homies on
Ohio
Oregon.
State blew their motherfucking doors off, dog. Like Ohio State has like that's the most impressive performance that we've seen so far in the playoff. Like they look like a team that can flat out win it all. So yeah, I mean them versus Texas, that's gonna be a really good one. But yeah, they smoked Oregon, bro.
Yeah. Jeremiah Smith, 7 catches, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Felt like he has 700 yards receiving.
Oh, that first half was ridiculous, bro. It was insane.
We did get a good the one good game really of the playoffs was Arizona State, Texas. Controversial, no targeting call. Shout out to Scott Van Pelt for just straight up going on SportsCenter on his show and saying 100 times out of 100 that's a targeting call on Texas that should have been made to extend that drive for Arizona State. Instead, Texas goes on and wins it. Great game. You and I both came away feeling like Cam Skattebo is fucking Paul Bunyan.
Yeah. What a fucking name. Skattebo. God damn. That motherfucker was born to be a white running back. Skattebo. That's some shit out of fucking 1920. He should have played for Newt Rockne at Notre Dame, dog. Which yeah, bro, this was my first year getting hip to Cam Skattebo because I wasn't paying attention to Arizona State football last year. They were what, 3-9?
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to to their coach, who returned that shit. Yeah, Dillingham, incredible coach, bro. And speaking of people being born in the 90s, he's born in 1990. He's 34 years old. Like that shit threw me for a loop because to me, football is still like this primitive, primal sport. And it's so wild that a dude born in 1990 is leading these young men into war. That's so crazy to me, dog. Like this motherfucker was class 2008. You know what I'm saying? Like his freshman year, So Far Gone was probably the soundtrack of his freshman year in college, bro. That's just so wild to me to think about that. This is the dude out here leading these young men into war right now, right? But
he relates to him though. Skattebo was barfing on the sideline, and they and then went back in and played, and they asked Dillingham about it, and he said, "Puke and rally."
He's been there before. Sounded like if you got that motherfucking motivational phrase on deck, like you've seen some puking in your day. Which bro,
that's a crazy quote from your head coach. Puke and rally, bro.
But yeah, Skattebo went fucking crazy that game, bro. He is just phenomenal, a phenomenal fucking player.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, you sent us an article about his high school that the Athletic did. About his time at high school, him just being one of those. I love crazy high school football stories. He was a different species of person.
There's a coach from his division who said there is a coach group chat where all they do is talk about him, where all they do is tap in and say, "Did you see what Skattebo did today?" Like, bro, I just don't understand. You're the California high school football guy.
Yeah,
you didn't hear about this kid during this time. Like he was at Rio Linda.
Yeah,
is that a school that rings bells or?
No, it's definitely not. And I think there is a thing in California where like just the southern section that I'm in has like 550 schools. I think it would be like one of the top 10 largest states. And that's only our, third of the state or whatever. So there's so many schools. And I think something that does happen, there's a running back named Rashad Penny with the Seahawks, who is not like a superstar dude, but an NFL running back who was in a similar situation, played at Norwalk High School. They're like Division 10. We covered him in high school. He averaged like 450 yards a game. And you look at these dudes who are in these lower divisions at the smaller schools and you go, okay, if they're at Bosco or Mater Dei, like what does this look like? And you don't really know until they go to Arizona State or, they go to the NCAA, they go to the NFL. Like, yeah, he was a dog for sure. But it was kind of like, you remember when Arch Manning's highlights would come up and people would be like, is Arch playing against children who are medically cleared to play football? You just be like, so there is some of that on like the lower end where it's like you'll see these stats from these guys and you're like, you just don't know until they hit college what it really looks like, and it looks pretty fucking good for Skattebo,
bro. Yeah, I mean, I know people whiff on recruits all the time, but for this dude to be like the best running back in the state And he wasn't undersized. He's a big boy. He was like 5'11", 200 in high school. He's like 5'11", 215 now. And bro, like his stat line yesterday, he had 30 carries for 143 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 8 receptions for 99 yards, and he threw a 42-yard touchdown pass. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
That's a baller right there, man. I don't know. I just do not know why no one took a shot on him besides Sacramento State, bro. Like that's just so wild to me.
It does happen though. I mean, and that is sort of like that's the thing with how big, like I said, California is, that you guys get lost in those lower division schools of people, looking at metrics or whatever else. Like you say, he wasn't undersized. People are probably going, okay, what's the foot speed look like? They take the game. Like I think one issue with all college recruiting and with the portal now, people basically are not recruiting high school kids. Is fucking disgusting. And I don't know if y'all heard the ruling that junior college years are no longer going to affect your NCAA eligibility.
Really?
Yes. So you're going to see a lot of dudes,
So
a
it's
lot
like
of high school kids.
basically.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but like everybody is using the portal to recruit. No one's taking high school kids anymore because these coaches don't think they're going to be around in 4 or 5 years to develop a kid anyway. So everyone's just recruiting. It's kind of become like a minor league system. You're at Sac State, that's like single A ball. You go to, okay, one level up, that's double A. The SEC, that's triple A plus. You know what I mean? And so that's what it is. You see these guys kind of transferring up the ladder. But now it's going to be, if you're a high school kid, you're going against a 20-year-old at a junior college with the same level of eligibility as you. It's going to be a lot of Cam Skattebos at Sacramento State and shit coming out of, American River Junior College or whatever, just because it's the same shit. You take a 20-year-old or you take an 18-year-old. Well, I know the 20-year-old cared about football for 2 more years, develop whatever else. You know what I mean? But I don't think people understand how big of a deal that junior college thing will be over the next decade. That will change everything. And yeah, it's kind of a good luck situation to high school kids at this point. We're seeing really good kids who had offers who then get to signing day and the coaches are going, yeah, that's not a signable offer for you anymore, brother. We're taking a fucking SEC. So we're taking a bounce back SEC transfer who thought he was a dude but didn't play at Alabama. So now he's coming back to Boise State or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
It's very different.
That old history on Cam Skattebo that I sent y'all the link to. His dad said he knew the first time he knew Cam was different was when he said he bought him a bicycle for his 3rd birthday. And he was putting the training wheels on. And Cam didn't want the training wheels on. And he taught himself how to ride a bicycle at 3 years old with no training wheels. And he said he came down the street riding his bike and standing up on the motherfucking seat at 3 years old, bro. Different. I love hearing stories like that.
His dad was my favorite part of that oral history because sports dads are some crazy motherfuckers. And when they're right, there's nothing better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The story about him climbing the backstop at 2 is insane.
Yeah.
They were looking for him and he was on top
That's
of the
crazy.
backstop looking down at his dad at bat.
Mm.
At 2? Nigga,
And then his mom said he climbed down head first. She said like a little Spider-Man.
Like his little Spider-Man. Nigga turned around. I would have guessed. That's crazy.
I think when we have kids that we know who make it to the pros and they'll buy their mom a house, there's some where you're like, that's so sweet. And then there's some kids where you look at them and go, you're fucking right. Because you are a pain in the ass. Cam Skattebo owes his parents a fucking house, brother. You got a mom chasing a 2-year-old off the backstop, bro.
crazy.
All right. Did y'all hear or have you seen chatter about the unreleased Liangelo Ball song that he played for who is the dude he played it for, Jackson? I don't know this dude.
His streamer named
Okay.
Neon.
Oh yeah, Neon.
I don't
The
know.
goofy nigga?
No, I don't know.
The goofy
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
I don't know nobody besides Kai Sinat, bro.
Yeah,
That's
bro. He just
Neon's a real
Yeah.
goofy. Neon is the definition of a goofy, I think.
It probably
Is he-
has
is he like-
17 million followers.
Is he like alt-right goofy? Because I feel like there's such an underbelly to streamers where you
He
find
might
out
be.
so many of these dudes are just terrible people, bro.
I don't think that's his brand, but like I'm not gonna
he
say
just
that's not
doesn't give a
part of his
fuck
identity.
about shit, it seems like. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was, but he's just I've only seen him in like Instagram clips, and it's like always the weirdest shit. Like Neon has sex with a porn star or some weird it's just always some extra odd shit.
Well, who's
Like,
it? Is it Mr. Beast? That's a streamer. When
Yeah.
I see that name,
He is a YouTuber, I
He's
would say,
cracking,
more
bro.
than a
They basically
streamer.
bought a city.
He's like the biggest YouTuber like in
Period.
America, I would say.
I
Potentially
saw
in the
this
world,
shit
but
where
like I don't want
he's got 2 pilots that are trying to stay in a private jet for 100 days, and if they do it, he get like. Does this dude think
That's
he's Lex
basically Mr.
Luthor?
B's gimmick is like do the most outlandish thing for a very long period of time and you'll get a
But,
bunch
like,
of money.
This is the thing. He's like the guy who is paying a kid a nickel to eat a worm in elementary school. That's his creative identity,
Pretty much.
basically.
And it
But
has
it's not
him
a
like
nickel. It's like he's
I think
paying him like $100
nine-figure
now.
subscribers. 9-figure subscribers, I think.
Ah.
Yeah, I remember.
But that's only one channel. Bro. They
Right. No, I mean totally probably has like over 1 billion
they
subscribers.
have
I would say.
multiple channels, and every single video he does, he gets translated to every language.
Yeah. I kind of hate
Bro,
Dude,
it's
he's
so
Shakespeare.
crazy.
It's not
He's
right
not the
to say
kid
as a
paying
as
you a nickel.
YouTuber.
He's
We're
Shakespeare.
YouTubers.
He'll be the only 100 years from now. He'll be the only thing about this era that is remembered. That's what you're telling me about Mr. Beast.
Pretty much. Yeah, like a couple of his other gimmicks, or he did like
2020.
I paid a guy like $1,000 a day for how long could you live inside of a grocery store. I'm like, this is getting a little weird. You're like trapping people.
I never heard of him
and
before
you're-
he got to these things.
You're
Yeah.
basically like making them do like circus tricks for money. It's like very weird.
But then he'll just buy somebody a
anyways.
house. Like it's just
Right, but he also
Some
does
really-
buy people
yeah,
houses
yeah.
and stuff. So like that, and he does give people like private jets that like they don't need it, but they can sell it for 6 figures or whatever. Like that is happening in real life. So
I don't know
Live
where
count
he initially
live count
got the money.
subscribers is 341,093,273.
Is that for that? Is that for his
just-
channel?
and that's
alone?
just one account, right? That's just
That's
Mr.
just
Beast's main.
his personal
Mr.
channel.
Beast
Yeah,
main.
he
Wait,
has
is
a
that more
trillion of
people
them.
that are in America?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well, yeah.
It's
It's
330 in America, right?
I'm not sure if you know this,
Yeah.
Mike. The internet goes
No,
everywhere.
I'm just like 340 million is a difficult figure
That's
to wrap
crazy.
your head around.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I
It's-
guess that's where
it's
we're
not
at.
good.
Like I preferred when we were kids and it was Exhibit putting a fish tank on your hood, you know? That was the type of rich person benevolence that I found appealing, not
Yo, dog.
Will you
I heard
eat
like
your own
fish
foot?
Like the
fingers.
chat's
for a
saying, like,
billion?
oh, the chat is like he's Jigsaw, and it's like he's not
No,
quite
that's
Jigsaw,
that's
but
a
like
great
it's,
analogy.
it's kind of it's like modern Jigsaw a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah,
he's not I'll say that
Without
he's
the-
not that many
without the
steps
dad.
away from Jigsaw.
He's as
Right,
legal
like, he's
as you
doing-
can
he does
be
his
and
own-
be Jigsaw.
he does his own version of Squid Games, where like he has people. They're not dying, obviously, but like he has
I'm
people do
sorry,
all these
what?
challenges, and like I swear
Yeah,
this
they're
is
not
real.
dying,
He
but
has
Jackson's
this-
right. Yeah.
He has a whole little game
Mr.
show,
Beast
and
games.
people get eliminated and get shot down through shoots in the floor, bro. You ain't seen those
Yeah,
clips?
yeah.
No.
Is that on Netflix? He
And then
has
the winner
something on
gets, like,
Netflix
$1 million.
or something, doesn't he? Is that the one that's on Netflix? Which show does he have this like on
That's-
Netflix or one of those?
You're thinking of Squid
Oh,
Games on
okay.
Netflix.
No, I'm saying what show does he have this on Netflix?
I don't know.
Something he
I
has
don't
is
think-
like I think it was Amazon. It's on Amazon.
He
It's on
might.
Amazon Prime.
He's
Oh
everywhere
my
now.
God.
He's ubiquitous. He is he's omnipotent.
He's the
He is
god of
everything.
the
These
internet.
games,
He runs the internet basically.
He's who we think Al Gore is. It's actually him. It's Mr. Beast, nigga.
He's puppeting. He's got Tom Brady. He's like got involved with all these people. It's like
anyone ever punched
Mr.
him
Beast-
in his shit?
He started. I think
anyone who has is probably dead. so.
somebody said he started off with like he did some like brand deal and got 10K. And
Yeah.
it just gave it to a homeless person.
Okay.
And then like after that, it changed how he thought about YouTube and his whole shit was different. But now it's just like, there's always
And that's the thing is like early on, it was kind of inspiring.
It was the
'cause
God's
he
plan
has
video.
these
It was
very
the
old
God's plan
videos.
video.
He has videos from years ago, like 10 years ago, being like, I'm going to have 1 million subscribers one day. This video is me talking to my future self when I have 1 million subscribers. And then he did it. Like, he was just a kid and he did do all this. So it is really impressive in that sense as like a come from nothing internet story, but it's turned into something beyond what I think anyone is really.
I think
hoping.
one thing that was a line from the Anxious Generation, which I think this is the 75th time I've referenced this. There's a line from it that changed the way I thought about content creation, which was our economy has always been dominated by a race for resources, like who could get the most oil, who could get the most gold, like whatever. And the resource now that is being mined by people is human attention.
It's time. Yeah.
Like how much of your attention can these companies extract from you? So when you say like it's impressive that he's got, like, it is obviously an impressive figure to get that, but it really to me is just like you're the biggest oil baron in 1910. Like what you're
100%.
doing doesn't necessarily have like artistic value. You just found the shortest distance between someone's eyeball and the worst part of their
Right.
brain that they can't help but have.
And my problem with it is that the biggest flaw in all of it, because again, he is doing good things for some people, but the problem is he can't actually fix world hunger because then his YouTube, it doesn't exist anymore, right? Once he solves everything for everyone, if he has all this money, he can't be, then the tease of like, oh, I'll fix world hunger if you count to 1 billion. It's like that video doesn't exist anymore if you just fix world hunger. You know what I mean? Like you can't actually help unlimited people because you have to keep people. There has to be people who need something from you to do these like videos.
Also, the thing is too, like, remember when you saw kids watching other kids play games? Like that's what kids were doing before Mr. Beast type shit, right? Like it's like, so it's very easy to get that person's attention, like, and pull it over. You feel me? So it's not that difficult anymore, too, because kids are just doing like brain numbing shit, period. So I don't know, man. So 1 of 5. What was this saying you had earlier?
The 5 worst.
Yeah,
examples,
one of the, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
right.
yeah, bro.
We got a
like
great
Elijah
theme
pointed out
of
in the
how
chat,
bad
like-
the future is going on this fucking episode.
Right. Like he did a video about like building wells in Africa, and it's like you could you could give every country in Africa water. You could do that, but you're just taking one and making a video about it, and then you make a bunch of money off of that video. Like it's weird. The ecosystem of it is weird.
I know we're live right now, so I shouldn't like sit and think about this as deeply as I want to.
Right. We can go back to Liangelo Ball.
Liangelo Ball has
Like,
a really
we can do
interesting
that.
rap song. Did y'all hear it?
No, I never
I
heard
did.
it. I saw somebody
I listened to
talking
30
about it. I
seconds
didn't
of it.
hear it though.
It was good.
The best part is in the video when he's in a car with that guy Neon, and he's like Neon's like getting him to play the song, and Jello's like, "Oh yeah, this is some unreleased shit." Like at least as if we should be hyped about unreleased music from Liangelo Ball.
music.
It's your boy. No, it's not. It's that he's that nigga. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You know what it is. No,
Right.
we don't. he's the embodiment of that nigga, man. Fuck out of here.
If
I mean, good for Jello doing something.
if it's not released, then I think we can't get in trouble for playing it. So hold on. I'll play 30 seconds. Tell me what you think.
Liangelo Ball gonna sick his lawyers on us.
I just made this shit like last week. Okay. You know. Damn. They got me playing uncut.
Get to the music, Jello. What? I can't hear nothing. Can you hear y'all hear anything? Yeah.
It's
not
really
playing?
working,
Okay,
Mike.
my
It's
bad.
The universe knew.
Yeah, it's probably.
It
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like it sounds like some shit that came out when we were in college. That's what I enjoyed about it.
Oh, that's not. Yeah.
All right.
I guess. I don't know.
I ain't mad at him for doing something, bro. Like basketball
Period,
ain't in the
bro.
cards for you. And
Yeah,
look, and
yeah.
you've got enough money. I know your brother's gonna hold you down to where you can do what you want to do. So if this is what you want to do, at least you're giving it a shot, even though you might be terrible at it. I ain't mad.
Yeah.
At it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and I
Agreed.
mean, if any family deserves to have blind faith in themselves, it's the Ball family. Like, your dad told you all you were all going to the NBA, and he was 66% right. That's
Are you?
crazy.
That's crazy. Is he? Oh Jesus! You're like,
I also like. I've been enjoying the Ball brothers media tour lately. Did you see when Melo and Lonzo were talking about, Jello was over in Israel, or he was overseas playing, and they were like, "Oh, we went to go visit him. We were supposed to be there for 2 weeks, and we left after 2 days." We're like, "That shit is hard. I'm not doing that."
Yeah.
Like, give me the fucking NBA.
this shit.
Yeah, it's very 2000 Birdman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Very
like
2000
Birdman.
big
Yeah.
timers.
With a little bit of NBA young boy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I fuck with it, bro. It was
I'm
it was
mad
it
at
was
it.
the best possible thing that he could have been playing when he said, "This is some unreleased shit right here."
Yeah. I mean, I'll never play it, but I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I'll never hear that song again, but I'm not
All
mad
right.
at it though.
I want to tell y'all about my favorite conspiracy theory I have ever seen in my life. This was a book that we saw when we were at Barney and Nobles. Have y'all ever heard of the Trump Code?
What the hell is this?
I don't think I'm gonna like this.
Okay. I'm going to just read you the back cover real quick. The Trump Code, exploring time travel, Nikola Tesla, the Trump lineage, and America's future. In the annals of American presidential history, there is no more peculiar tale than the eerie similarities between former President Donald Trump and a series of novels called the Baron Trump Collection, penned by the obscure yet seemingly prophetic hand of American lawyer Ingersoll Lockwood in the late 1800s. The Trump Code delves into the connections between the Baron Trump novels and the enigmatic Trump family legacy, asking whether this 19th century novelist foresaw the future of not only Trump, but of America and the world. It also uncovers a web of historical events and divine providence, drawing from biblical passages about Enoch, Elijah, Apostle John, the Mount of Transfiguration, and a mysterious verse in Ephesians. It also involves theories of time travel by Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, and others. The Trump Code connects the pieces of this riveting puzzle, posing the question of whether truth is stranger than fiction, as Mark Twain famously said. The basic theory is that Donald Trump is a time traveler that went back in time and left these coded books about what the future was going to look like. I'm not sure if it has a theory on why he did that, but it's involved in QAnon and like the big overarching conspiracy theory of, I don't know, Trump is Jesus or something. What do you think?
With
Are
all we
into
know
it?
about Trump, you think he left books to read?
Right. That's what I was saying. You always have to ask why, whenever dealing with a conspiracy theory, and the why here is why would Trump do this? I have nothing. The dots don't connect there, bro. As interesting as these coincidences might be, I just do not see Trump traveling. If he had time travel technology, he's going back to leave books with an obscure 1880s writer. Like, what?
I think that nigga's Biff from fucking Back to the Future, nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Read that shit.
I'm-
I might listen to the audiobook. It sounds interesting.
Should I make that my book for the year?
Hey, that's not a bad audiobook. I'll listen to that one for sure. Background, come on, man. I want to
Okay.
see where it goes.
I have two things. One, I just sent, you don't need to read it, but I just sent you guys the promotional stuff on Amazon from this book, just so you can see from the graphic design what we're dealing with.
What?
Now I'm going to send you, hold on. I'm going to send you a picture of the author. And for the people, for the people at home listening, I would describe the author as Bob Odenkirk if he had 7 foreheads. And I would just like you guys to look at this picture of this author and react to what you're seeing.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh, man.
It does look a little bit like Bob Odenkirk.
With
man.
a 7 head.
I like the unbuttoned like collar with no tie too, but with the vest. It's like if I unbutton it, they'll know I'm human. They'll think I'm human. It's like an extraterrestrial trying to pretend to be a man. Yeah, man.
This world is ending, y'all. It's over. This world
It does.
is ending.
It does have that feel
It's
to
ending.
it.
Yeah. There's
We
nothing
start
left.
the new year.
Yeah. The writers are done. It's over. Wrap it up.
The script is
All right, you
failing.
guys. Any other thoughts on the
The
Trump
drive
code or
for
the
prescient
author?
knowledge involves a complex set of psychological motivations from Trump. I want to see where it goes. It's so bad. I watch some movies that are like bad movies that are decent. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I have a Saturday one where I want to watch a bad movie.
Yeah.
A good bad movie. I feel
John and
like,
I went and saw Kraven the Hunter in theaters a couple nights ago, brother.
Yeah.
Worst movie I've seen in theaters in quite some time. They made Kraven
Did
Hunter
you
a good
enjoy
guy.
it though? Did you enjoy?
Oh, we had a
it?
blast. We were
Yeah,
we
so
were
that's the
talking
thing.
out. We were making fun of it out loud. Yeah, we had
Yeah.
an absolute
Yeah.
blast. At one point, the guy playing the Rhino, who for some reason they turned the Rhino into like an accountant, with
Sounds
a
horrible.
camelback. That like if he's not hooked up to this camelback, he turns into the Rhino. At one point, he receives a piece of bad news, and he does this. We're like, why did he do that? Like, I don't agree with a single decision made in this movie. Not one decision. They made Kraven the Hunter a good guy. No one needs
Bro.
that. Why is Kraven the Hunter a good guy? They made him into the Punisher. He was like killing bad guys. He was hunting bad guys. was like,
Are
no,
there
he hunts
still, like-
Spider-Man, bro. That's what he hunts.
I haven't gone to like the movies in a long time, but I remember there were
What was the
certain
last movie you
movies.
saw?
Shit, I honestly can't remember. Oh, it was the what's the name movie with the duck with human legs or something, whatever that fucking weird ass shit was. You remember I said it was good, but it was like this should not be the it's not a blockbuster
wait.
movie though. But it anyway, whatever. My point is this. This is a question. Do you remember there were some movies where you had to go to the hood theater? Because I need to watch this with niggas. You feel me? Like I want that experience where like it's a horror movie where I want somebody yelling out. I remember one time I told y'all with the dude they showed the killer shoes and the motherfucker was in there and said, "What are those?" You know what I mean? I need that type of shit in some movies. Are there still those places? Do those places still exist?
You can
Because
come
that's
to the
one thing I
Lakewood.
really
You
heard
can come
about
to the
losing
Lakewood
theaters.
Mall. You can go to the Lakewood
okay.
Mall, fucking Starlight with me and Vince Staples.
Okay.
We used to have in Long Beach. We had an AMC on Pine that was like if you were gonna go see a movie like that was the movie theater you go to. It got shut down like every other good thing that didn't make it out of the last century. But,
Yeah, man. I feel like we losing that. That's for me. That's the worst part of losing the theater experience. Cause like that was that like people arguing in the theater, yelling shit out. I love that, bro. You know what I mean? I miss.
I think I told you. I think I told this story on the
motherfuckers say
pod.
shit. Niggas would be like, "Shut the fuck up!
Shut the fuck up!" Yeah.
Right? You shut the fuck up! Like I love that.
You're
shit.
at the wrong
Damn.
theater. You didn't go to the shut the fuck up theater. You know,
right,
you went to the
man.
other
You went to the
theater.
wrong theater, bro. You know what theater this
My
is.
favorite was we saw King Kong, and at the beginning of King Kong, he fights a T-Rex, you know, and the fucking T-Rex comes on camera, and it was these two sweet old black ladies who were sitting in front of us, and one of them grabbed her friend's arm. She said, "Vanetta, what is that?" And Shar and I were just rolling. We were like, "That's the most famous animal in Earth's history." Vanetta's friend. But she looked like she saw a demon. Like she was like, just it wasn't even doing anything. It was just on screen, and she was like, "What?"
Kong
Remember
fucked that T-Rex up too, bro. I remember he broke his whole shit. He put his hands in his mouth and broke his shit like that.
Which one was
Oh,
this? Which one
yeah.
was this?
King Kong, the Peter
yeah.
Jackson
Okay.
King Kong.
Oh, okay. But my I remember we were like I forget the name of the theater. Jamestown Mall in St. Louis. And we were watching Jurassic Park. And you remember the part where like the goat's leg hits the window? My grandmother was like, you remember that? I remember like, dog, I miss that type of shit in theaters. That was my favorite part of the movie. I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? Like, she was like fucking 60 cursing in a fucking theater. Like, we need that back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the two best movie theater live experience I've had was Endgame. Obviously, everyone always says that's probably like the last
Yeah,
great
that was
communal
yeah,
experience.
Yeah.
But seeing
Yeah.
Get Out at a movie theater full of people who don't look like me, like the Friday it came out, was fucking
That was
like
fun.
top notch. And then
That
like the
was
reveal at
fun.
the end, everybody like like spontaneous standing O in a movie theater. You know what I mean? When you see that this is like that was like this is fucking great, bro. Like you said, but that experience is gone, bro. It's gone. We don't have that experience anymore.
I was hoping it wasn't, but damn.
You know, Wicked is streaming already.
God damn, we
Damn, shit up.
Wifey just
Yeah,
saw that
that's
shit
crazy.
like 2 weeks ago, dog.
It's still
I mean,
making like
I just saw
100
it.
mil a week or whatever, but they already were like, "Oh, we gotta put it on TV." Like, I don't know.
Remember we talked about Jurassic Park? That shit was you had to wait a year and a half to see that motherfucker. 2 years before it came out on VHS. You know what I mean? Now, like 3 months is a long time to wait for it to stream.
We saw Jurassic Park like 3 times in theaters because we were like, I have to soak up every second of this movie because it won't be at Blockbuster for a year and a half and it won't be on TNT till 3 years from now. You know what
Feel
I mean?
me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, they was at the dollar movie for a minute too.
Yeah.
Like it did the whole tour, nigga. Like it was like, nah, not yet, nigga. We going to dollar movie first. You feel me? Man, we went and saw it there a couple of times too. Remember the dollar movie?
Yes.
Oh, let's get back to that. Fuck Waymo. Fuck Elon Musk. You know what I mean? Let's get back to this shit, nigga. We need niggas cussing in theaters. Bring Blockbuster back, nigga. And let's start eating at Chili's again. You feel me?
Bro,
fuck?
we had a dollar theater over here. It was $1 to get in, and they did dollar snack Tuesdays. You could get the soda for $1, the popcorn for $1, and the candy for $1. So we could all go see a movie for 10 fucking bucks, and then go to McDonald's and spend 40 cents on dinner.
That's crazy.
I remember, nigga, we would go to the Dollar Movie Middle School. I remember my homie brought some dirt ass fucking weed. You know what I'm saying? I was too scared to get high. I ain't gonna lie. I was pussy, nigga. I was like, nah, I waited till 9th grade to do that shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is middle school. You feel me? And we watching that motherfucker eat snacks. Parents would drop you off and leave you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, they're calling kids that go outside free range kids.
Right.
There's a name for kids that play outdoors. They call them free range. Like we motherfucking chickens and beef and shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We cattle now. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. This the world we live in, bro. A free range child, a child that just don't want to be cooped up in the house all day.
Yeah.
It's nasty out here, bro. Nasty.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna end on this. I don't know if this is a lighter note or not, but it's interesting to me. Josh and I have come to the realization that we are members of the both members of the most exclusive club in the United States of America, which is that Josh and I were both raised by closeted gay dads. In my 40 years of living, I have never met another person who was raised by a closeted gay man. So I was very intrigued. We mentioned on the show with Mero that you set your dad's Tinder up for him, which was great. That's how you spent your holidays.
Wow, that's crazy. That's fire.
But yeah, so first of all, how was that experience? And then I'm just curious for your thoughts on, this incredibly unique shared experience that we have, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, that's first of all, just transparency. I'm in a hotel lobby in Miami right now, and there's people listening to me, so they're going to hear the story about me finding out my dad was gay at the age of 26. But the experience was interesting because I always suspected it, especially in my 20s. I grew up with a father who blasted like Diana Ross and Whitney Houston and just divas. And when I say blasted, I don't mean just like put the music on. I mean like he became them. You know what I mean? I produce pop music. Like that's my shit. I'll produce stuff that sounds like Katy Perry stuff, Britney Spears stuff, but there's always like this underlying, like I'm a dude underneath. Like when I'm vibing to it with my dad, it's like he became, like it was almost like drag without the drag. And after a while, you kind of just start noticing these things.
He was spinning in the living room. You know?
Yes,
what
he
I mean?
was. No, he was, and snapping and doing this.
This is
I
like
don't know.
the story we always tell in our family was that my dad would always pick like the curtains out, and he put some purple curtains up in the house, and so we always laugh like, "Damn, that didn't ring any bells for any of us, huh?" Put the purple curtains up.
We redid our kitchen, and my dad's like, "You know what this needs? It needs a glass peacock in the middle of it." And there was a glass peacock in the middle of the kitchen that I grew up in, just for no reason. He just visioned it.
I love that. That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Sounds fire, bro. I ain't mad at purple curtains or glass peacock. Nigga.
Well, your dad, I think, was more, we've talked about it on the pod, but my dad was cheating on my mom. It was like it was not a good experience. He came out when I was like 11. I found out that among the people he'd been cheating on my mom with was a friend of mine's dad. Who I guess actually that kid was also raised by a closeted gay dad. The dad just never acknowledged it. He never came to terms with it or whatever. But you had like, I always picture if my dad had not been raised by Italian immigrants in the Catholic Church and had not grown up to be an alcoholic who is like deeply ashamed of himself, I always wonder what that would be like. And it sounds like you had more of that experience of that wasn't why your parents got divorced. And, it was like he was more comfortable with it later in life or whatever, which my dad never really got. I mean, he was a very out gay man in Long Beach, so he was definitely living life. But yeah, I don't know. So it was a smoother thing for y'all around his sexuality, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, my dad, when he came out, like he's out. Like, I mean, like I'm in Miami right now because he's here. Like my dad lives here, and he went clubbing on Christmas Eve. He went clubbing on New Year's Eve. He's 71. I'm setting up his Tinder. Like he's telling me stories, like not details, but he's telling me like, yeah, I went to this guy's house. We ended up doing this, doing that. I'm like, oh, good for you, Dad. All right. Just need someone to talk to. I'm here. I got you.
I think he's in a good city for the lifestyle that he's.
Oh, he's in the perfect city.
Yeah, because Miami's a city where like the older people are not that old acting, right? Like I feel like a 70-year-old in Miami is not a 70-year-old in like Wisconsin. You know what I mean? Like it's very different there. So shout out to Pops, man. I hope he finds what he's looking for.
I hope so too.
Also, seems like y'all have a great relationship too, man. You know,
I love
what I'm
my
saying?
dad. Yeah, I love my dad's
dope as hell.
I have a really good father. Both my parents. I'm lucky where I had two parents who were, mostly available and there for me my whole life. So I'm very lucky about that. And it was interesting. The first thing he said to me, and I told Mike this when he came out, he's like, I just want, like, you do understand you were still raised by a man, right? Like, you get that. Like, he was like really insecure about that. I think that kind of was why he didn't want to come out right away, was just because he thought maybe I would think less of him, even though I'm by far the most progressive person in the family. But
so that level of vulnerability shows why y'all's relationship so dope too, as well. For him to be open with you like that, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
But it is, we were talking about it is interesting that even for like gay men, it was like that, those questions around like masculinity when we were growing up were so central that it was like, just because I'm gay, you weren't raised by a bitch. Like that's like an important.
Nobody want to be a bitch.
That's what he was saying. That's exactly what he was saying.
I still got hands, nigga. You feel me? Fuck you mean? You know what I mean?
That's exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, I don't know. But it is a weird thing. It's like, but that's like my dad. Like my dad hated like pride. He hated like rainbows. He was like, this shit's so fucking gay. Like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't like pride flag stuff. He didn't like his big thing was he was always proud to tell people he was opposed to gay marriage because he was like, marriage is stupid. Like no one should have marriage. Not everyone should have marriage. He was like, everyone should just get the tax break. I was like, I don't know, bro. Might still be some stuff embedded in there, Dad. You know?
Nah, I was like 19 in Vegas with my dad, and we saw the musical Menopause because like I couldn't gamble or anything, but that's what he chose for us to see together. Like not a magic show, like not a concert. Great. Menopause.
I love that. That's perfect. Anyway, well, salute to you, brother. You know?
Absolutely, man. It's nice to meet someone just like me. I don't know anyone else. You're the first person that I met with a closeted gay father. So
I had a friend. Here's the closest I've come. I had a friend, and I've talked about him on the pod before. He grew up Mormon in Alaska, who was closeted and then came out. Like I figured out very quickly that he was gay, but he came out while we were in college, and he ended up with a guy who had recently divorced his wife and had 2 kids because he'd realized he'd like come to the understanding that he was gay. And they called me and asked for advice on how to like talk to the kids about it. Cause the kids were kind of the same age my brother were. And he was so worried about it. They were so nervous about it. And I was just like, cause he'd heard about my dad and stuff. I was like, you're in a completely different situation than like, if you remove my dad's sexuality, nothing really would have changed about how our family blew up. It just would have been different details or whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I was just like, the fact that you care about how these kids are going to feel about this, you're in a different, you're in a different category. And it sounds like the same thing with your dad, that it was like, he didn't want you to have issues from the way that the decisions that he made, I guess, in his life or whatever, that's what parenthood is about, regardless of the situation. So.
Yeah, I mean, he handled it fine. I mean, he came out. We were all love. I mean, we have an accepting family. My older brother was gay. I mean, unfortunately he passed, but he was gay too. So, and I think about it's funny because I had a gay older brother, a gay father, and a sister and a mother, and I'm the only one who likes vagina in the house, which was weird. But it explains. But if you know me personally, like, I mean, I know, really, like on this podcast,
yeah.
not just that. I do, but not just that. But if you know me personally, like, I produce pop music. I love pop music. There's a lot of things about me that, like, I'm from the outside looking in. You're like, a little bit of like, that's kind of weird. Like, you really love Britney Spears. It's like, yeah, I fucks with Britney Spears. Yeah. So there's things about my personality that's just kind of that I get from like my brother, and my dad.
How many times did you play Espresso last year? How did that show up on your most listened to songs?
Yeah, that was up there. 100%.
It's a perfect pop song, man.
100%.
I love that.
I love female pop. I don't give a fuck.
Well, the other thing we were talking about, like
Yeah.
with your brother, is that I was saying, like, if you grew up in the night, so here's the one thing I'll say about 2025 versus the 90s. With the average person does have a much better understanding of the spectrum of human sexuality than they did when we were kids. That is for fucking sure. Well, you and I were talking about having a gay person in your family, even if it wasn't your brother or your dad. If you had, like, my aunt is gay, knowing what that actually was as a kid in the 90s was like an immediate 50-point IQ boost.
Yes.
It's just like
Yes.
the questions people would ask you, like you were talking
Bro.
about people asking if your brother was attracted to you or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
When you get out the
Jesus
shower, does he
Christ.
look at you when you get out the shower?
And then my answer would always be like, do you have a sister? Do you look at your sister? No, right? Exactly. Shut up.
Maybe you
Exact
do.
same
Maybe
thing.
you need that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have some
Yeah,
issues.
maybe-
my nigga. Fuck
yeah,
you
maybe.
mean? Right. You asking these type of questions. Fuck you mean? Shit.
But people, but I'd get the same questions when people would find out about my dad. It's just like, is he attracted to you? I was like, what? Is your mom attracted to you? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, but I feel like in 1994, that's where everyone was. You know what I mean? That's like people didn't have
bro.
a second thought. It's just like,
Maybe let's not go back to the 90s. Maybe we can leave some of that shit. We can leave some of that shit in the 90s, bro. That type of shit is crazy.
yeah, I don't know. All right, well, salute to you, Josh, fellas. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to the chat. Jackson, anything else from the chat?
Nah, they're just laughing about Josh too and all this in the hotel lobby.
I was wondering what was going on because he was in the I saw people in the back. I'm like, yo, it's kind of cracking over there, G. Like,
Yeah, I had an audience for a little bit. I had an audience for a little bit. I don't know
People
what
are
they
like,
think.
tell us more.
They're not saying anything. They're not saying anything to me, but I hope they found that interesting. You got to commit.
Well-
If you're going to get on the microphone, you got to commit. You can't be all shy.
True. That's true. Well, thanks for
Oh,
checking in from
shit.
Miami. Tell your
Yeah.
pops Happy New Year from us too.
We'll do. We'll do.
All right. We'll be back on, I believe, Sunday night at the regular time.
Rhonda wanted
Yeah.
me to tell y'all that she knows how to do Somi hair. So we said, she was like, bro. She said, dog, Rhonda's way better than I am at it. She cold at the shit. I'm learning. So when I said Somi wants me to do it, it's not because I'm better, because it's not even close. She's like, I want you out here thinking I'm doing Somi's hair fucked up. You know, not at all, bro. None of that shit. You know what I mean?
Shout out,
Yeah,
Rob.
Sorry,
man.
Rhonda.
Yeah,
I
she
can't
had me act
believe
like
you
she was
said
a
that,
white
Rhonda.
woman, dog. She was you better tell them folks. Like,
You can
Gonna
lead
let
with
them
that
know?
next pod. If you ever get notes from Radha, you can lead with it so she could turn the pod off
Yeah.
earlier.
No, she listens to the shit. That's what she was
She
like.
does,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. She reminded me too before we started. Make sure to tell them folks. Let them know, bro. I'm not out here, you know what I'm saying, fumbling with that shit. Ain't no way.
I love that. Okay, we'll be back, I believe, Sunday at the regular time. Yes, after Sunday Night Football. What's the Sunday Night Football game? Is it
so.
good?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
fucking Minnesota and Detroit.
Oh, it's the
That's
battle
a
for the
V
one
game?
seed.
The game for the 1 seed for
Nice.
home field for coach of the year, probably. That's gonna be a good one, bro.
Sam Darnold redemption arc, baby.
Well,
Hey, when
the-
is the UCLA USC game? The girls game.
I think it was. It was. I want to say they were like the 18th and the 7th. But
Of this month,
I
right?
have to relook
You need to
that up.
schedule.
Yeah.
You need to plan it out. I was watching them playing up in Nebraska when I was watching college football. Man,
I told my assistant to make sure and give me a week's heads up so I could get the food ordered and invite
Okay.
y'all over. So we could do. We're
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
a group watching party for that. So
cool. Juju looks like pain. Like you signing up for pain. I didn't think about that till I started watching how big she was. You know, when she's like,
Big.
she is physical as fuck too, bro. Like has a game made for the WNBA. It's gonna be fun, bro. It's gonna be real fun,
that's why she's trying to get out. She's like, get me the
Man.
fuck out of here.
bro. I'm like, bro, like I don't know. It's like you know, it reminded me of remember Beast Mode was saying like, you know, when you running somebody's face over and over and over. Sometimes
Yeah.
niggas don't. That's what it seemed like at some point where it's like these girls get beat the fuck up. They gonna
Yeah.
need some, you know what I'm saying?
She's
Some
also
recovery
had
after that game.
she's also had she was doing training to play that way at a very young age too, because she already had
She
that
was-
in her game as
yeah.
a freshman. And I know, you know, she was talking about all of the core workouts she did, all the contact
Yeah.
drills, where she specifically did not want to just be a big perimeter player. Like she wanted to
Yeah.
be able to, you know, beat people up however she could beat people up. She was talking about like that as a 9th grader.
Bro, it's like she loves contact. It's like she wants it. Like that's what she, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
man, she different. She is truly different.
Different.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see everyone on Sunday. Chat, thanks for hanging out with us in the new year, and we'll see y'all. Hopefully, 2025 picks up over the next couple of days. Bye.
Right.